and tenths. Say it after me. By the end of the lesson, you will be able to subtract 6, 8, and 10. Before we start, let us look at the homework. Question 1. How many parts in all do you have shaded? Yes, 5. How many parts in all do we have again? 5. How many parts have been shaded? 4. So the fraction is 4/5. Another circle. How many parts in all? Count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many parts? 1 part shaded. So what fraction is it? 1/5. And so 4/5 minus 1/5. Here is it. So what is it? Count. 1, 2, 3. So 4/5 minus 1/5 is equal to 3/5. Question 2. You have a rectangle. How many parts in all? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many parts have been shaded? 3. So what fraction is this? 3/4. Look at this rectangle. How many parts in all? 4. And then the part shaded. So what fraction? 1/5. So 3/4 minus 1/4 is equal to, here is it, 2/4. Very good. Now let's start today's lesson. How many parts do we have? Let us count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many parts? Yes, 6. Here is it, the denominator. How many parts do you have shaded? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the numerator. So what fraction is shaded? How many parts again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is the denominator. How many parts have been shaded? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what fraction has been shaded? 5/6. Let's look at this circle. How many parts do we have in all? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here is it. So number of parts is still 6, the denominator. Good. Let's go back. Look at this style of shading. And look at this style of shading. So if you have the whole part shaded, and this part which is here is taken out, we take this out. Here is it. How many parts will be left? 1, yes, 2, 3, and so 5/6, representing the shaded part, minus this part made up of 2. There are 2 of that part. It's 2/6. So we have 5/6 minus 2/6. You have taken this out of that. So this is what is left. Here is it. So it means 5, 6 minus 2, 6 is equal to 3, 6. The denominator is still the same because the number of parts will still be the same. Nothing has changed. 6 is still 6 parts. 6 parts. So when you take the 2 parts of this kind from the 5 parts in all, you have 3 parts of this kind left. So 3, 6. So 5, 6 minus 2, 6 is equal to 3, 6. Good. Let's come to another shape. This is a rectangle. How many parts have been shaded? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 parts in all. How many parts have been shaded? 5. So what fraction is this? Yes, 5, 6. 5, 6. Look at this rectangle. How many parts have been shaded? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 out of 6. Let's come back to the first rectangle. Look at this type of shading. Look at, what do you see? Yes, this is different, but the 4 of them have the same type of shading. You are right. You are right. But in all, we have 5 parts shaded out of 6 parts in all. Now, let us take the number of this shading that we have here. How many? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. If we take them out here, we take this out. 1. Take that out. 2, 3, 4. So we take this out of the whole shading. What will be left? Yes, this is what will be left. And so it means 5, 6 minus 4, 6 is equal to 1, 6. 1, 6. Good. Let us continue. We have a circle. How many parts do we have in the circle? Let us count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many parts in all do we have in this circle? 8. What name do we give this 8? Which is the number of parts in all? Very good. The denominator. Let us count the parts that have been shaded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. This represents the parts shaded. How many of them? Let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here is it. What name do we give it? the number of parts shaded. Very good. The numerator. So always let us remember the number of parts shaded is what we call the numerator. The number of parts we have in all is what we call the denominator. And so what fraction is this? 7/8. Again, 7/8. Look at this circle. How many parts in all? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What do we call it? The denominator. How many parts have been shaded? Count. 1, 2. The number of parts shaded. And what do we call it? The numerator. The numerator. And so, look at this type of shading. Come and look at it here in the whole circle. If we take this part out, what will be left? It will be left with, yes, this part, this part, this part, this part. This is what you see here. So how many parts will be left? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here is it, as you see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of how many parts? 8 parts. So 7/8 minus 2/8 is equal to 5/8. The number of parts is still the same. So you still have your 8. The number of parts for this type of shading, just take it from the total number of parts shaded. So subtract 2 from 7 and you will get your 5 left. So 5/8. Let's come to this rectangle. How many parts do we have in all for this rectangle? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many parts? 8. Let's look at it again. How many parts have been shaded? Let us count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what part of this rectangle has been shaded? 8/8. Say it again. 8/8. Good. Let's come to this rectangle. How many parts do we have in all? Let us count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many parts in all? 8. How many parts have been shaded? 1, 2, 3. Here is it. So what fraction has been shaded in this rectangle? 3/8. Very good. If we take these 3 parts, which we see here with this shading, if we take them out, what will be left? Yes, this, and that. Count. What will be left? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So what does this tell you? What you see here, what does it tell you? Good. It tells, yes, 8 eighths. What is another name for 8 eighths? Excellent. 1 whole. This is 1 whole. So 8 eighths. And you take out 3 eighths. It means 8 eighths minus 3 eighths. What do you get? Good. 5 8. Say it again. 5 8. Which is the numerator? The 5. That is the number of parts shaded that are left. What is the denominator? 8. The number of parts in all. You can see that the number of parts is 8 here. Number of parts in all is 8 there. Number of parts in all is 8. So the denominator, again, stands for the number of parts in all. The numerator stands for the number of parts taken out. So 8, subtract 3, you will get 5. Good. Let's look at this circle. How many parts do you see inside? Let us count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So how many parts do we have in all this circle? 10 parts. Let us see how many parts have been shaded. Let us count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 parts have been shaded. Here is it. So what fraction has been shaded? 8 tenths. Say it again. 8 tenths. Let's look at this circle. How many parts do we have in it? Let us count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many parts do we have in all? 10. Do you see that the number of parts has not changed? Yes. How many parts have been shaded? 1, 2, 3. So what fraction is this? 8 tenths. What fraction is that? 3 tenths. So if you subtract 3 tenths from 8 tenths, it means the same as, look at this shading, dot, dot, dot. If you take the 3 dots from here, what will be left is this. That's what you see there. If you take this kind of shading from this, what you have is this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so 8 tenths minus 3 tenths is equal to 5 tenths. 5 tenths. Has the denominator changed? Come here. What is it? 10. Good. What is it here? 10. And what is it there? 10. So the number of parts in all does not change. But the number of shaded parts here, if you take this type of shading, it's just like subtracting 3 from 8. 8 parts shaded in all. Here is it. 3 have this kind of shading. If you take them out, you'll be left with this. Here is it. So 8 minus 3, 5. And so 8/10 minus 3/10 is equal to 5/10. Very good. Let's continue. We have a rectangle. How many parts do we have in the rectangle? Let us count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 parts inside the rectangle. Here is it. The denominator. How many parts have been shaded? Let us count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here is it. The numerator. So what fraction has been shaded in this rectangle? 6/10. Say it. 6/10. Good. Let's look at this rectangle. How many parts do we have in it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 equal parts. Here is it. The denominator. Very good. The denominator. How many parts have been shaded? 1, 2. Here is it. What do we call it? The numerator. Say it again. The numerator. Let us look at this type of shading. Come to this part that has been shaded. Can you see there? This is here. This is here. So, if we take this part and that part from the shaded part here, it means 6/10 minus 2/10. 6/10 minus 2/10. That will give you, here is it. So 6/10 minus 2/10 is equal to 4/10. 4/10. Again, do you see that because we have the same number of equal parts here, we have 10. The same number of equal parts there, we still have 10 as the denominator. The same number of equal parts is 10, the denominator. 2 subtracted from 6 gives 4. So it is the number of shadings taken out divided by the 10, the number of parts that we have. So 6/10 minus 2/10 is equal to 4/10. The fraction for the shaded part in this rectangle, write the shaded part, the fraction for the shaded part in this rectangle. Subtract the shading in this rectangle from the fraction you wrote for this shading. What you get, write it here. Come and cross-check. That is question 1. Question 2. We have a circle. It has been divided into equal parts. A number of parts have been shaded. So what fraction is this? Write it here. Come to this circle. How many parts do we have in all? And how many parts have been shaded? Write the fraction for it here. Look at the style of shading here. If you take that out of this circle, what will be left? Is what is left, what is shaded here. Write the fraction for it. That is your homework. I hope you have